All right, folks, welcome back to the Run It Back podcast, episode 10. I got it right this time. We have a very, very, very special guest joining us today, oaT, aka Jack, aka OA capital T. Any other monikers you go by?
Not anymore. I mean, oaT is like my fourth tag, but yeah.
What were your tags before?
So when I first started in Smash 4, my tag was like, you know how my Twitter handle was like Esperidan for a while?
Yeah.
So that was my tag, just Esperidan. And then I shortened it to ESP. And that's when I realized I liked just the 3-letter tags. And then for like a hot minute, like maybe a month, I was POH, which stood for Prince of Heart, because I'm a filthy fucking homestuck. Happy 413,
I was
by the
thinking
way.
of like
Oh
Constantine.
my god,
I
he's
was also
repping the
thinking of
merch.
Constantine,
Oh my god.
And then I have my friend Cody actually suggested that I go by oaT, because I played a lot of different characters in Smash 4, and so I was a jack of all trades.
Oh, I thought it was like oatmeal.
Nope. That's why the T is capitalized. Is because it's an acronym.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Esperidan from the Pokemon Esper.
It's from the Pokemon Esper, and then I honestly forgot where I got the ending from, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought your name was Dan.
That was also like one of the reasons why I wanted to get away from that username. Like, people tell me they thought my name was Dan. I was like, okay, never mind. Get out of here.
Anyways, welcome on.
Anyway.
This is our little. Oh, Uber Grunk sent them. Uber Grunk said we got to talk about Madison Mashers. Don't worry, Uber Grunk. I already got
We will.
Mashers on there. We're gonna start off with some quick little local recaps, and then we'll get more into some questions for oaT over here. We got a lot of locals since we did miss a week. We're just gonna delete that week. Even though I
doesn't exist.
Yeah, even though I had a good tournament in there, I'm not. Everyone says I'm arrogant. I'm not really arrogant. I just like to appreciate greatness. And sadly, this week we're not going to appreciate greatness as much. We still got oaT to talk about and Teddy as well. So we got some greatness to appreciate, but I'd say it's at like 5 out of 10 of greatness instead of like 10 out of 10. But we'll start off.
Hold on, did you win your tournament? Because I won my tournament.
If you delete 8 places above me, I won.
Yeah, so you did win basically.
Yeah, facts. I mean, you could look at my place and see who I lost to and say, "Oh, did you get 3rd?" But instead, I got 9th.
That's true.
That's the best tournaments, you know.
That's how it works. For those who don't know, it's because I lost to Derek and Caden for 9th last week after beating Astigmatism.
Shout outs to
we did the recap anyway, so I guess we didn't erase the week.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
For the beating Caden and winners of that tournament, that West Town Brawl.
Now it's a 10 out of 10 episode. All right, let me pull up this previous West Town Brawl. Which, by the way, yes, I now zoom in on the bracket so you guys can actually see it. Thank you for the feedback. Big news here. Honestly, biggest news of the tournament was the Karn taking a set. That's kind of generational.
Yes, sir. First Karn set. First real Karn set.
Is the Karn going to be something you use for Luigi as well? Because I know that matchup's pretty bad for Luigi.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I tried it. I was like, I've lost an Ninja Blue before with Ken, so I was like, you know what? If I can beat him with Karn, then this is like something worth doing. And it did a lot better than the Ken. It was like, I think both games were like 2 stocks, or one game might have been 3 stock. I don't know. So it was pretty good. Yeah. We'll see how. I mean, I played it later against Benjo too, but which also went really well. But I mean, obviously I lost, but still, I think it was both games were like lost stock, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong though.
Then we got Teddy going game 3 with Caden. I think you beat the Wario and lost to Kazuya, right?
Yeah, the Wario wasn't. It was just kind of crusty. He just pulled it out, I think, because I don't think he wants to play Wolf in that matchup because it's like a notoriously a bad base game matchup for Wolf. But then yeah, the Kazuya came out and I was just not ready. It was not super close.
And then you beat Moonbear, Kenneth, Kit, and Agnes all in a row, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a good run to fifth. I was really happy with the performance. I want to shout out the Kenneth Ganondorf game. He was trying to, I don't know if he was trying to style on me or if he was just like, this Ganondorf is nasty, you better find out. But he was up 3 stocks to 1 with he's at like 120 and I was at like 60. And I was like, man, I can't lose to this Ganon. So I just locked in and cleaned it up. So, but I was scared. It was absolutely cooking. It was absolutely cooking. So.
I'm surprised you didn't stay Ganon after that, but and then you beat Agnes, which is huge.
Yeah, first time beating Michael. He's very, very good. He kind of SD'd in the third game, which I wasn't super happy about, but he was a very good sport, and I really liked our set.
Shout outs to Asa as well. Placing as seeded, which is crazy to say because seeding for top 8 is awesome. But he had a good run too. And then congrats to Caden for beating Vencho in winners and then closing out grands against Derek.
He's
Yeah,
back
big-
on Wolf against Vencho, I guess.
That's awesome, yeah.
He went Cloud at the dark matter that just happened, so I don't think he's necessarily committing to
Okay.
Wolf, but he was for that set.
I mean, the way I see it is like, you know how like everyone was like, okay, Leo, lock it on Joker, and then he just kept going like
Yeah.
ages. That's how that reminds me of.
That's
But anyway.
Caden Wolf. Yeah, for sure.
I would like to say Teddy's run proves a lot about what we were talking to other Teddy about last time, about how you can go to as many locals as you want. You're only going to remember the good ones. Because not to
True.
put you on blast, but you went 0-2 the past 2 West Town Brawls before
It's
this.
facts. It's true.
And
It's
then
true.
you just go on
It's
a run
true.
and get 5th. And you're not going to remember the 0-2 ones. You're going to remember the one where you go on a run and get 5th.
It's
Like,
facts.
if you have a bad
It's facts.
tournament, it like the only person that cares is you for a week, you know?
Real.
Well, we were
Yeah.
also having that conversation about like I could never be a pro player because if you do have a bad tournament, then that notion changes because then everyone's on Twitter calling you a clown and washed and that you should quit.
Can I add one caveat to that? Is
Yeah.
you only remember the good tournaments unless you lose in a stupid way, and then it
Mhm.
sticks with you forever.
Yep.
I remember stupid ways I
Yeah.
lost Smash 4. I remember a stupid way I lost a Smash 4 tournament in 2015.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, no way.
I have it burned into my memory.
No, you're absolutely
Oh,
right.
man.
I lost a Smash 4
Maybe-
tournament because I think a cloud like hit me with the up B suicide at 0 and then I just lost the tournament and I was like, okay, this is what
I remember I had a lost to Stiggy where it was, I always talk about this shit. It was where I was at the edge of the stage, I Shoryuken, the kill screen comes up, he doesn't die, and I fall off and die.
So
And that was game
mine,
3.
the one that I remember, it was Smash 4. This was back when Duck Hunt, the stage, was still legal, right?
I hate that stage.
And it's awful. For those that don't know, the way that the Duck Hunt stage works is the dog will appear like through the stage and rise up, and you like it's a platform, and it appears where you hit the ducks, right? The first duck that falls, that's where the dog will appear. And so I was playing against this Sonic player named Antonio, and I'd never beaten Antonio before. And we were game 3 last stop. We were both like plus 170, right? Like we could not kill each other. And I'm playing Meta Knight for some reason. And I up air, I miss him, I hit a duck. So I'm like, okay, that's where the dog's gonna appear. As long as I don't like, as long as something stupid doesn't happen with the dog, I'm just gonna like be fine. About like 10 seconds later, right where that was, he grabs me. I'm like, okay, I'm not dead to forward throw. I'm not dead to up throw. The dog rises up from underneath us. The platform rises, and that gives him the boost where up throw kills me.
Oh my god.
That's nasty.
Bro, I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's burned into my memory, just like watching the dog slowly rise up.
That's awful.
That
Well,
is
I
speaking
never did
of,
Duck Hunt ever again. That was the last time I ever went to Duck Hunt.
speaking of
Bro,
Duck
that's
Hunt,
actually
we got Warhawk Weekly here with Bench, a newly found Duck Hunt co-main.
Is he actually?
I don't know. I'm waffling.
Mm.
But there's just one big thing we gotta talk about here, and that's our boy Cooper Quag winning
Yes,
the
sir.
entire event for the first time ever, beating Sheik with Incineroar, which is crazy,
And Seth. And then who else did he beat?
and Sephiroth, and Jigglypuff,
Jigglypuff.
which is also really hard. I mean, he's just the GOAT.
Yeah.
No.
Pax
Who's Gummy Worms?
honestly, I'm not
I
gonna
have
comment.
He
no
beat
idea
like
who that is.
Verde or something.
I'm not gonna comment on any Whitewater players in order to avoid scrutiny. Notable DQ, Painbringer 22. Notable DQ, by the way.
Not the goat, not our absolute goat, Painbringer 22.
Yeah, it's not
Friend of the
Madame
pod,
Surprise.
friend of the pod.
It's not Madame Surprise, but Painbringer 22 is an OG as well.
I also want to point out Gray going all pit this tournament and losing to both Minty
Oh, yeah.
and Indeeded.
Indeed, he's on the
shit.
come up, bro.
7.
That guy is very good. He won game 3 over
Yeah,
Gray.
he is
So there was
very good.
definitely some adaptation going on there. He was still able to keep
He beat
up.
Great and Lazy.
Yeah, big run to
Mhm.
4th for Indeeded, beating some of the absolute
He did
homies
beat
in
Beat
the
Ascent, too.
Ascent as well with Palu instead
Yeah.
of Jigglypuff, which he's known for.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anyways, big congrats, Quag. You're our GOAT, and we love you. Up next, we got Thursday Throwdown 139. This one, there's just a for those who don't know Wisconsin Smash, Mr. Squatwerd is just Dro's joke tag right now. Dro being probably the second best Wisconsin player of all time. He is very good, but he's also like pretty much retired. He went Yoshi and then lost winners and said, you know what? Let me start playing me Sword Fighter. And then he reversed
After being
3-0'd.
2-0 down.
Yeah.
Or 1. Yeah, 2-0.
He reversed 3-0'd. Well, I guess not reverse 3-0'd with me Sword Fighter, but he switched to me Sword Fighter after game 1 and then won 3 straight in the reverse 3-0 with me Sword Fighter. And then took a set off of Skyward Hero after getting 0-3'd in winners with me Sword Fighter.
Wasn't that a reverse 302?
Oh yeah, I think
Was it really?
I think it was.
I mean, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
RGG says.
Damn.
Wow. Honestly, I have no words. This isn't really logical.
Apparently,
Well,
like
I
he
was
wasn't even
watching
like
this-
labbing the combos. He wasn't like because
Yeah,
recently me Sword Fighter has had for those of you in our audience who aren't super tuned in, there have been like a bunch of down throw up B and like falling up air up B, like just strings of getting you into up B to kill off the side with me Sword Fighter at very early percents, like 70. There are even some setups that can get you at 0. But apparently Dro wasn't even like hunting for those. He was just playing me Sword Fighter because he was like, I think it'll be fun to play me Sword Fighter, and he was just messing around and getting these kinds of placements and these kinds of wins, which is insane.
Yeah, to those watching, you will
Yeah, it
never
was-
be this good.
It was all fundies, no combos. Like I was watching it and like thinking, okay, well, there was like multiple times where I was in the comments or in the chat rather, and people were saying like, oh, you know, he could get like this is back air up B percent or
Yeah.
whatever it was, and then he would not hit back air up B. He would just kill you with air dodge read up smash or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Crazy.
big shout out. He didn't even win the tournament, but he won the tournament in our hearts.
Who did Derek go there with?
I
Like,
think
whenever
it
I
was-
see Derek in a tournament, I'm like, where's the other Madison player?
Does Derek have a driver's license?
I don't think so.
He must, because I don't see anybody else that would have driven him there.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Yeah.
finally got
Unless he
his
went with, like-
license in a car.
Unless he went with someone who like played a fighting game or something.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, also big shout out to Ichigo for winning the Tekken bracket.
Oh, let's
I
go.
music, Evil Jordan intro. We gotta put the Evil Jordan intro music over this.
Let's go.
I was talking to him when I was at Thursday Throwdown like 2 weeks ago, and bro said he's only been playing for like, I don't know what it was, but like less than a year or something.
Yeah,
which
he's
is
pretty
crazy
new.
for a fighting game. Yeah.
You know what's funny is he won this with 3 2-1s and an 0-2, but because he 2-1'd the other guy who went 3-1, he won the tournament. It wasn't game count, it was head to head.
Go.
Oh, that's funny.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bro, the guy who beat him was also like his only win.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I love Tekken. That's
Oh, man.
crazy. All right. Up next, we got a Norcen tournament over here with
Oh.
our very own guest, oaT, winning the entire bracket
Wait, what's the lore of like why do you travel up to Norcen for all the NTCs?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this for a minute. So there was one time, I think it was in August, and I was like a week before Cream City, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, I want to get some more practice, but I don't want to go down to Rockford for Regional Rumble. And so there was an NTC at that same weekend. I was like, okay, I'll just, head up to NTC and play one of those. I think NTC is one of the best locals in Wisconsin. It's like a great venue. There's food right nearby. Like there's a Taco Bell and a McDonald's and a Quick Trip, like all literally within walking distance. Like the TO Betty caption, very, very nice, very cool person. And then like the players, like I love playing people I don't play all the time,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if there's a tournament, if I ever have to decide, like I could go, 2 hours to NTC and play against people like Vetty and Ethan that I don't play a lot, or I could go travel 20 minutes or 30 minutes to another tournament and I play Derek, Eric, Vencho, Caden again. I would
Yeah.
rather take the former than the latter.
Right. Is
And I also
Venomized Joker Ethan?
Yeah, is that Ethan?
no, Venomized Joker is Christian Mingle.
Oh, okay.
Ethan was
Okay.
not at this tournament.
Oh, okay.
I will
Venomized
shout out
Joker,
that
so
Vedmai's Joker or Christian Mingle, they are a incoming student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, which means that UW
really?
Club will finally have Steve that is will presumably be consistently attending the club ladders. We do technically
Bro.
have TK Panda, although
Hating on
he's
TK Panda.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
I'm just saying
You
he doesn't
always
pull
been on
up. He
him.
doesn't pull up to every single one. He's the goat. He's the goat though. He's the goat.
Dude, I had a
but-
crazy like 3 stock to 1 comeback against TK Panda.
I did see that.
Did you see that? Did the Mario down air killed him at like 50? I was like, now I kind of get why people say I can't complain, but
yeah.
that has happened to me once in the past like year. So everyone just knows how to DI it apparently. But yeah, that felt crazy to come back against Steve. That feels like what is the Greek myth of the guy rolling the boulder up?
Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
They call me
Sisyphean
Sisyphus.
I was thinking more
Panda.
David and Goliath.
Oh yeah, David and Goliath too.
Yeah,
one must
Mario is
imagine
kind of
as
Goliath.
unhappy.
I don't
Real.
think he's Goliath.
But
man.
yeah, this was a really fun tournament. I went mostly Game & Watch. The one time I did go MEWTWO was against Ike, Vetty in winners finals.
I remember you telling me that you want to start using MEWTWO for like those type of matchups, which are like, I guess even to bed for Game Watch, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna like talk about it a bit more when we get to the MEWTWO matchup chart later. But there are like a decent amount of matchups that I don't like or lose as Game & Watch that I think MEWTWO does better in. Ike being chief among them, Ike and Sephiroth being chief among them. Where like big sword, I die early as Game & Watch, but with MEWTWO, I have a lot more maneuverability. I have Shadow Ball, so I can camp them if I wanted to, and MEWTWO combos just generally send them off stage. Like if I'm hitting like down tilt fair or like something in the back air, like up tilt back air or whatever, it's giving me better positioning because if I'm throwing them up as Game Watch and doing like my normal Game Watch combos with like down throw, nair, or whatever, they're gonna be just right above me and they can land with nair, And now I'm in disadvantage.
Right.
On NTC, I have never been to an NTC, but I went a few times when it was back when it was Flash, like before NTC existed. But so I can corroborate the story that venue is great, and Vetty or Cashin is also great.
Yeah, and all the players are very nice. Like Big Meat 24, very nice person. Talked to him a bunch.
Yup.
Formerly known as Wonder Pants, right?
Oh, that you think? Yeah, Wonder Pants. You think like Big Meat 24 joke tag, whatever? He's a very, very good player. There was a set in pools where Big Meat and Venomized Joker went to a game 5, and that was one of my favorite sets that I've watched live in Wisconsin. It was very good.
High praise. Oh shit, he won.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian Mingle plays
I don't know why they were playing Pikachu, but
all the Roy -2s. Holy shit, I can't. I'm not looking forward to next semester. Oh my god.
You know what else they play? They also play Sonic and Game & Watch.
Oh, those aren't as bad.
Oh, wow.
That is the I want to win quartet of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's up there.
But yeah, Venomized Joker, very good player. Definitely the third best Steve in the state, behind Ethan and Vencho. And
hey, don't sleep on TK Panda. Don't sleep on TK Panda.
I've played TK Panda before. Venomized Joker is just
We're
like
just
a light cut above.
do Kaden and Mario count as Steve players?
I'm not counting Caden and Mario.
No, they don't. They're not in the streets.
Well, hey,
anymore.
on the topic of Caden and TK Panda, we got Madison Mashers monthly, 1 year anniversary, kickoff, smash, and event. Oh no, it's just okay. Welcome to cinema. What actually happened this tournament? I did not tune in. Oh no, I did tune in. I tuned in when it was the reverse 3-0 in losers, right? For Caden over Eric.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually
Okay,
watched a
you
little
didn't
bit of
tune
that.
in.
I tuned in. Listen,
As
Teddy
a
was-
real
Teenager over
screen
here.
time warrior, I needed to see my boy Caden pull out the Roy for the reverse 3-0 against
Teddy was
Eric.
next to me. I think was this when we were playing Secret Hitler?
Yes.
Teddy was next to me, fully just watching the stream, and I was peeking over. And I was like, okay.
Alright, man.
That he
Hey.
could not have a video on somewhere, bro. Bro actually needed Subway Surfers.
But anyway,
The family of funny moments in the corner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know it.
there was a salt tweet made in this bracket. I'm not
Not
gonna
a
say,
drama podcast.
I'm not gonna say-
drama
Not a drama
podcast.
podcast.
I'm not
Not a
gonna say
drama
who.
podcast.
but
I'm not on Twitter. I don't know about the salt tweet. Inform me, please.
I'm not gonna use names. But let's just say it's $1 time. It's $1 time. Go $. Anyways, yeah, nothing really went other than Agnes upset Pack Smash, which isn't.
I think it pulls
in
back smash up
Back
to
smash
E
up
money.
that
Oh,
Eric-
right.
Yeah.
At that point,
That's
at this point, I expect that, to be honest.
Damn.
No,
Well,
Pack
Derek,
Smash just had his number.
Yeah, that is something that Gavin has actually been showing up pretty good for. He's been actually being able to beat the PR, particularly Derek, Anna. He won his last night versus Anna at that Carroll
Kyle
University
thing.
invitation. Yeah,
Oh,
Carroll
right.
University.
Okay.
But hey, congrats, Vencho, for taking the tournament. Vencho will be gone soon. He'll be taken from us. So
Yeah, I believe end of May is when he's leaving. Oh, hi, my
appreciate
cat.
it. Appreciate greatness while you can.
Am I gonna
Hi,
get
people.
up getting gate kept?
The
Or
Cat.
mango or peach?
Peach.
Peach.
Blue Devil Smash 2024-2025 weekly.
what does
I
that
just want
mean?
to shout
I
out
don't
some
know.
of the other lesser seen scenes here, and we want to also shout out to one of our goats, Inferno Flare, who I believe.
Wait, hold on. Before it was 2024-25 weekly because it's the semester, right?
Right.
Okay, that's why I was laughing. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
I
it's a
see.
weekly once a year. No, that makes sense. But yes, shout
Can
out.
you imagine?
Honestly, Inferno Flare is like in my top 5 favorite players in the state. Bro is a demon on the Smash Brother controller, and I've always wanted to play Wolf. I'm just kind of like, I'm just too bad to play it. And he is my spirit animal in Wolf.
Crazy
So,
self-report.
Double glaze,
Crazy
double glaze.
self-report.
Did he win this tournament without dropping a game?
I believe he did.
Looks
Yeah.
like it.
that's
That's pretty
behavior,
crazy.
bro. And
Where's the usual like BDS guys like Flying Boy and stuff like that?
I don't know.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make it out for.
What's that?
They had there was like a regional or whatever they had recently. I couldn't find the link.
Yeah, that
for
was
it.
last week, I believe.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Essex Drew. He's a Appleton guy. Went to the same high school.
Oh,
Go.
cool.
Damn.
Yeah, we got hella nerds at your high school.
Nerds. You see, he plays Jiggly or what?
Because he plays Smash. I mean, we had a Smash Club in my high school too. That was the best.
Obviously, he
Nah,
didn't
dude,
teach him
mine-
matchup well enough, Ryan, because he lost to a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, he did. Well, he got the run back. He got the run back in losers. He had
got
to
the run back.
pull in all the old memories.
No, my high school won. Or sorry, they didn't win. They got second place at the like whatever high school Smash.
Oh, you guys were allowed to do that? We weren't allowed to enter that.
I was not. I was not part of it.
Mm.
I was not on the team, but they got second at state. If I was there, maybe we win. But I mean,
Anyway.
Bayport was goated. They had a Rigo, so they were just gonna win.
Yeah, that's unfair. All right, B2L. This one, honestly, this one just made me really upset because Asa beat Vencho in winners round
Insane
1.
upset.
But the
Insane
seeding was
upset.
messed up after pools, so then he just got completely screwed. Well, he didn't get
I
completely
love having
screwed,
5 pools.
but he didn't get to like I think he would
You
have.
probably should have played me or Amorgos after
Yeah,
beating
beating Vento in winners should put you at least in winner semis, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
To be fair, nobody should have played a Morgan, or nobody should have played Vencho round 1 anyway.
Yeah, he's
Exactly,
in,
yeah.
in a
Because
buy.
he was
And
out- he
even
was
for
out of his-
me, like I was the second seed in my pool, and Mario was the first seed of his pool, and so we should have been like flipped, like in the start.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
shouldn't
you
have
were the
had, I
second
shouldn't have had
seed
a bye.
in Vencho's pool.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
why is Vento like behind?
Wait, so
where I
okay,
am?
you were second seed in Ventro's pool? Was that what
Yeah.
it was? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
and he had to play in, and you got the first round bye.
But anyway,
Yeah, so we should have been soft for
Something
sure.
happened.
you know what? Hey, something happened. That's okay. B2L has slip ups sometimes. But otherwise, pretty good
Yes.
tournament. I just want to again highlight Asa beating Vencho. That is crazy.
Unbelievable upset. He's had those
Minus
kind
two
of
matchup.
yeah.
I don't think Vencho's
Also,
ever been
entitled-
upset like by that big of a character diff, right?
Yeah, he
mean,
usually
one
really.
time
I
Leon
know
beat him?
he lost to Kilogram Hours.
Leon.
And Leon.
Yeah,
Leon,
but-
Kilogram Hours.
Liam was like a
LC.
year and a half, 2 years ago,
Let's
right?
go.
That was when he first moved here. Yeah, LC.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that Terry versus Steve was an even matchup after he lost to LC.
Wait, who won this? Was it Eric or
This was
Vencho made the
Vencho.
comeback
Vencho.
after
Filter
winning or
losers.
losing in round 1.
why did
Vencho
Eric go
losing
wolf?
round 1 and then
Insane run. Which, by the way, made it so that I lost to Eric and Vencho for 9th.
Oh,
Nice.
well, welcome to the club. Like, that's how it goes nowadays. But
I think
anyway,
He made a
Andrew-
tweet making
Andrew
fun of
said
me
it.
on Twitter, being like, "Lamau Teddy lost to Eric, and me for 9th," and I was like, "I lost to first place, second place, and second place to get 9th."
yeah. Sometimes
Someone said, like, why did Eric go wolf? I think it was because this was right after Ouch had that really good tournament.
Oh,
and so
Yes,
a lot of
yes.
people were playing wolf.
okay, gotcha.
and it worked a little bit,
Makes
and then he
sense.
lost.
Yeah.
It used to be his venture character, right?
Yeah.
Wolf?
He used to be the Steve character, yeah. Because he
Yeah.
tried Shulk, he had tried Mario,
Oh, no way.
and yeah, there was a point. It was a B2L where he was trying Shulk versus Steve, and he was.
He don't
He
got
tried
it like a
Game & Watch,
Morgo.
He
We
don't
gotta
got
show.
true. He don't got it like a Morgos. He's not Declan. You could never be. He could never be Declan.
I mean, does Amargos ever beat Vencho either? I think it's.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't
Probably,
think so,
probably
right?
more competitive than.
Let's calm down on
so.
Eric Hate is not allowed on this podcast. So
True,
y'all,
sorry.
will be hearing from management in a bit.
Yeah, the green
Uh,
hats are going to be knocking at our door.
The green hat.
Real.
I think that's it for the locals. We could quickly preview Clutch Up as well. That's next. What is it? Next Saturday.
Week. Yeah.
That's
Saturday,
this upcoming weekend.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sadly,
It's
I've
6
had
days
to.
from when we are recording right now.
Yeah, I've had to
Yes.
DQ because I'm going to a Pakistani wedding.
Hell yeah.
It's a big bummer. I wish I could be there, mainly because I know Aaron Baskin is coming back for this. So
He will be. He will be.
I will
is he
miss
really?
you. He will. He will. I will miss you, Aaron. Much love. Please win the whole event. But I mean,
My,
like initially, who do you guys think is gonna win the whole thing?
Oh.
I do not
Candle?
know who's in.
I mean, the
I
very
Candle's going
obvious
probably
is
Candle,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Candle's-
Like, whenever she's in a bracket, she should be like the favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, 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 very good, and they're.
I think the
definitely
top picks are like Atara, Candle, Kilogram will be in top 8.
I want to like
Data.
Shelter's probably up there.
Yeah,
Delta, yeah, probably. Comet.
Comet. Yeah, Carvin. I do think that sleeper picks for top 8 include a lot of the Minnesota boys that are coming out with Aaron, which is Ehis and
Oh, I think one of them will for sure. I
And
feel like
Treyarch.
Treyarch will.
I think
for sure
Treyarch will
win
get
it.
top
Trey-
3 for sure.
I mean, Treyarch made a. What was the?
It was like
I don't
one of
remember.
the Minnesota tournaments. I forget
Was
what
it
it's
like
called,
Norcen
Pounder
or
Hit
something, or was it
something.
before that?
It was like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, or maybe like a month. I don't even know anymore.
yeah,
I think it was like
it
Pounder Hit or something. Oh
It
wait, no,
might
it
have
was
been.
it was the
It was
lacrosse.
cross-up.
The lacrosse
It was
tournament,
cross-up.
Oh,
yeah.
it was crossover.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I think the winner will be Comet. I'm saying it right now. I think
Locking
my
in,
goat.
Locking in Carvin.
Has he
Carvin
has he
Coolidge?
I
ever
don't know if he
won
beats
like
Atata
a
though.
No, he's beaten Atata at
has.
one of the previous clutch ups. Actually,
Yeah,
It
he
was when
beat
got a
Atata
game
last
5
I
win
mean,
over.
yeah, but it's not common, right?
that
has
no,
Carvin
that's a
won like a 100 plus person event?
no. I don't think he's won a regional. His biggest performance was second at the one of the other clutch ups. I think the previous clutch up
I
actually.
remember-
He lost a loaf.
I remember an
Close to
Invincible where he got like 4.
I was gonna say, is
Mhm,
there
yeah, I
some
remember
like Invincible 3 or something?
Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure, but and
You're
there's
the
also
invincible
Smash
guy,
4
man.
as well.
Bro,
I don't know.
I don't know anything about like the early ones.
Yeah.
But anyways, going on from that, we do have a guest today. oaT, this is now your time to tell us about what you did this past month that shocked the world.
Yeah. So I made a so when I was campaigning for Summit, one of my incentives was doing MEWTWO only March. And when I thought of that, I thought, oh, it's just gonna be like a fun little thing. I'll just play MEWTWO for the whole month. Maybe people will vote for me because they don't want to see me play Game & Watch, because nobody really likes to watch Game & Watch. I'm gonna be real. But
Fair.
people like low tiers. And so I was like, I'll
Yeah.
play like my favorite low tier, and it kind of rolled up the tone, MEWTWO only March, And what started out as like it's a haha funny, I'll just play MEWTWO, kind of evolved into maybe this character's actually more goated than I thought they were. So my journey with MEWTWO, I actually played MEWTWO in Smash 4. And so MEWTWO was my Smash 4 main for a good chunk of time. I played MEWTWO, I played Fox, I played Cloud. And when we were coming to Smash Ultimate, I had the full intention of continuing that trend and maining MEWTWO, as well as picking up Wolf, because I like Wolf a lot. Then when the game came out, I played MEWTWO, and I was like, this shit is ass. I do not like how this character moves. I do not like the tail heartbox. I do not like a lot of things about this character. I don't like the combo routes. And so pretty much from jump, I was like, done with MEWTWO. And I actually had a bit of a character crisis for most of the first year of Ultimate. I played a lot of different characters in the tournament. I played like Rob, Palutena. I played Pokemon Trainer. I played, yeah, I know. I'm believing myself too.
You also played Pokemon Trainer in early Ultimate.
Which is why I hate it. I hate that
Yeah.
character. It's such a cheese
Yeah.
character.
I think everyone played Pokemon Trainer in early Ultimate.
Also, sorry, very quick addendum. Comet won Invincible 5, which had 138, I think.
Let's go.
Okay, wow.
So just so we don't get yelled at in the comments.
And then actually in middle of 2019, I was hospitalized because of my Crohn's disease, and I took like 2 months off of Smash, right? And when I came back, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go back to basics. I'm gonna play MEWTWO. I played MEWTWO for like a week, and then I picked up Game & Watch, and it's been Game & Watch since.
I thought it was gonna be like a nice, a nice story where it's like, okay, I picked up YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, this is for me. And then after a week, I picked up Game & Watch.
Yeah. But like ever since then, on and off, MEWTWO has kind of always been in like my top 5 characters. Like if I were into any squad strike bracket, MEWTWO would be one of the choices. But like always kind of second fiddle to the Diddy Kongs, the Clouds, the other secondaries I pull out on a more regular basis. And then like I just kind of focused on Game & Watch for a while. But when MEWTWO only March started, I was like, I really have to if I want to compete at a similar level or the same level that I was, I need to actually put time into this character. So I put time into MEWTWO. And now I think that MEWTWO is probably for me specifically, the best choice of a secondary or co-main. Going forward, I want to play MEWTWO not as much as Game & Watch. Game & Watch is still my main, but MEWTWO will be around at most tournaments that I enter for a lot of matchups. There's a lot of matchups where I think MEWTWO does better than Game & Watch, like I mentioned earlier. There's times where I'm not feeling there's players that I feel more comfortable as Mewtwo than I feel as Game & Watch, because they just know the Game & Watch matchup way better. And so I think, like, they're never going to be on equal footing. My Game & Watch will always be my main, but Mewtwo is right there. And that's a place where Diddy Kong, Cloud, Wolf, any of my other secondaries, they never were.
Here's my take on that, right? Because I think so. There's a phenomenon where the characters at the top of Ultimate aren't actually as skill expressive as people may think. And actually, I think that's not actually that crazy to say. Because if you look at like Caden playing Kazuya and you show it to just a random person, would they think that he's like a very good character specialist, or would they think that he's just some random Kazuya? It's a like interesting question to ask, and my take on it is like it kind of hides your fundies and your skill sometimes, because it's like these characters have an option.
There's like just one correct option a lot of times.
Exactly, right? So if you're playing Game & Watch and you're playing neutral and you're like, okay, I could dash dance and try to sneak in a dash attack or something, or I could nair and then drift out a little bit. 9 out of 10 times the answer is just to do the nair. With Mewtwo, you actually get to show like, oh, like I have it like that. Like especially you have a lot of history with Mewtwo in Smash 4, which I can tell. Having played against Smash 4 Mewtwo's and like playing against your Ultimate Mewtwo, I can see some of the influence, especially with like air dodging. I think Mewtwo's air dodge is so like good. And in Smash 4, I know Mewtwo would just be like jumping in the air and pressing the R button every 5 seconds. Or sorry, 5 times a second.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's like, okay, this is a unique option that like actually has a lot of skill expression where, we're in disadvantage, you have the most big hurt box in the game. How can I work around with this air dodge and with Mewtwo's insane speed, which people don't expect? Like, you have so many tools to play with, which I think is why you find it so fun, because it like you get to actually express yourself, whereas characters like Game & Watch kind of constrain how much you can express like mechanics in Smash. And I'm sure like there are a few like good players in this state who play characters that also like constrain, some aspects of the game, and you get to see their strengths in the game actually flourish when they play other characters, which is a really cool thing to see.
I think like a similar phenomenon happened when EricTho kind of switched back to strictly Wario.
Exactly.
Where like with his previous characters, you knew he was good. You knew he was a very good player, but he wasn't always expressing it. And now with Wario, he's like not only one of the best players in the state, but one of the coolest players in the state. Like when there's an EricTho set, I am tuning in.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not at that level with Mewtwo, and I never will be, because Mewtwo in this meta is just not something you can solo main. I would never be able to fully solo Mewtwo for longer than a month, because there's always, like, let's take me and Teddy, for example. Like, Teddy, you played my Mewtwo.
I did, yes.
You destroyed that shit.
Yeah, it was. So I do think that that was a case where, like, when we play Game & Watch Roy, the games are usually very strongly favored for you. I think I've taken like a game off of your Game & Watch ever, maybe.
You've taken more than a game, but like never a
maybe.
set.
But yeah, but definitely never a set. But yeah, against Mewtwo, that is not only a matchup that like I'm fairly comfortable in. We don't have a Mewtwo that I'm like grinding with every day, but it's something I've played a lot. I got the chance to. I got the chance to play Ray Lotto in friendlies a lot back when he was still coming to West Town Brawl. Then I've played with like Al the Pal, the Mewtwo from the Carroll, or not near Carroll. I don't think he's actually a Carroll.
It's NSOE, I think.
Yeah, NSOE. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so and that's but then the last aspect of it, it's like a +3 for Roy. That was I don't know if you had played Roy with Mewtwo before or anything, but like that character. Yeah, it's like it's kind of unusual as a Roy main. You don't really win like +3s that often. There are definitely characters like what are the really crazy good matchups? Like even like Wolf, where it's like, okay, I feel like I have the advantage in pretty much all of the interactions. some of the heavies, particularly the ones that can't edge guard you, like DDD. If it's like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of like beating up on you. But Mewtwo is a character that where you get your full combos and you get them to 50, and then you're one interaction away from killing them. So yeah, that was a set that was really tough for any Mewtwo player, I think.
And then like, so going off of that, like what you were saying about skill expression, Madison, like I don't get to express my skill when I die in 2 interactions. Like the games are too fast. And so the only way that I can express it is if I'm just miles better than my opponent. And like there are cases where that happens. Like if I'm playing against another really bad matchup, like if I'm playing against a really bad, Roy player or a really bad Speak player or a really bad Steve player, I can still express my skill as Mewtwo. But I can't count on that always happening because I'm always, 2 interactions from death. And so, like, as much as I would like to just play Mewtwo, because I like playing Mewtwo more than I like playing Game & Watch, that's not ever going to be the case in this game.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
I mean, it's like a balance of like how much you want to win and like what you want to play, what you want to play, which I think is a good balance to strike.
Personally, I also
go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think that Mewtwo it fits your play style generally a little bit better than Game & Watch. I think that you have a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Okay, nailed it. I think you're really, really good with charge characters. Your baits on like charging, put away, run up, grab, charge, put away, spot dodge, or like all those kinds of things where you kind of especially in the ledge when you're ledge trapping at roll distance with Shadow Ball. I think that you're generally one step ahead of your opponent in like what they're going to do now that I see if I neutral get up shield, you're going to drop the Shadow Ball and either hit me or you're going to run up and grab and then get down throw fair because I'm not ready to DI. But you're ready for them to be like, okay, now I'm going to roll in. I'm going to keep charging Shadow Ball. You're going to do something reactable and I'm just going to release it and hit you.
Yeah, it's like with Mewtwo, he's playing rock, paper, scissors. And with like Game & Watch, you're trying to play rock, paper, scissors, when in reality, you should just be pressing rock.
Right.
I'm playing rock, paper, nair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. For the nair's a gun.
And like going off what you said, I did try other charge characters. I tried Samus. Like I know you, multiple of you have seen my Samus before. Like Samus is one of my better characters. I just don't like Samus.
Yeah.
Like they're too character friendly.
Samus does feel like a little funky.
I cannot deal with a tether grab character. I hate tether grabs. And so like if Samus didn't have a tether grab, that might be my character. I tried Sephiroth for a while. But Sephiroth's not really a charge character because he can't store his charge. If Sephiroth could store his charge, I would probably play Sephiroth because I like Sephiroth a lot. Sephiroth is basically Swordy Mewtwo. He just can't store his charge.
Real.
I actually had a lot of faith in your Rob, which was we saw your Rob play a few times.
Rob is an interesting one. Like I think Rob is, if I put more time into the game, Rob is something that could be around in the end game. I think Rob has the potential to be my second or third best character. And it's something I will commit a little bit of time into, but not something I want to like put a ton of focus. Because I think Game & Watch Mewtwo can do it.
With Mewtwo though, you did share with me a matchup chart we can go over.
Yeah, just heads up, fair warning, my matchup charts look weird. So it's a lot of explaining. It's not +1/+2. This is how these matchups feel to me.
Yeah, I think like even if you look at like, okay, these feel good to play. These feel.
You really think Ken is up there?
Yes, I think Mewtwo beats Ken.
Oh,
that's really surprising.
I can see him beating Ken, but I don't know about like beating him that bad.
I'm also shocked at Mario being up there.
Imagine that the top tier is a +1. I don't think Mewtwo has very many, if any, +2s. Okay, and the weird playing Smash Brothers is even or close to even.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I think with Mario, like a lot of people don't realize it that the reason why he's good is because he's even with like 40 or 50 characters. And he doesn't really stomp that many characters. Even then, I think Mario still probably beats Mewtwo, like +1. I used to think it was a +2, honestly. I can't lie, but you kind of showed me some tricks.
So the thing about that matchup is that Mewtwo's tail in that matchup is essentially a sword, and Mario does not like sword characters, generally speaking. And so when Mewtwo is playing neutral and with Mario, it's a lot of down tilt, a lot of forward tilt, and a lot of up tilt. Rarely ever Shadow Ball, because Mario has the cape. You want to use Shadow Ball, but not to the extent that you're using it against, let's say, another +1, like maybe a Lucina. Like against Lucina, I'm Shadow Balling a ton because she's a sword character and I can space her out with Shadow Ball. But with Mario, Mario's trying to approach me and he has stubby hitboxes. So all 3 of my tilts outrange his. So if he's approaching from the air, it's up tilt. If he's approaching from like a neutral level, forward tilt will just keep him out. And you can't really punish it because Mario's a little bit slow. If I'm like max distance, I'm forward tilting your shield. You can't run in and get me because forward tilt doesn't have that much lag, and your hitboxes are stubby.
True, and I think in
down tilt
disadvantage you also were air dodging like diagonally off stage, like very often in the middle of the combo, which kind of like deletes Mario's advantage state a lot of the time, which was also pretty good.
Yeah, and as long as the caveat to that matchup, I think, is as long as the Mewtwo knows how to not die to ladders, it's winning, but not by much. Like it's towards the bottom of that because I think it's not a matchup that Mewtwo wins by that much.
Yeah. What about Ken? You think he like wins pretty strongly?
Yeah, what's the reasoning? I want to know.
Ken is a similar scenario where like as long as you know not to die to the combo, like you know how to not.
I mean, you can know it though, but I feel like it always happens eventually.
Yeah, it will happen.
I did see a set where you 0 to death him stock 1, got him to 120 the second stock without taking any damage, and then still lost because he did like board Ken combos.
That was me getting in my own head because I realized how like much I was winning. Like midway through that second stock, I was thinking I could JV4 this man, and then like I got in my own head and I was like, all right, well I'm not gonna JV4 him. At least I could 3 stock him, and they took the stock, and I was like, well at least I could 2 stock him. And then I lost that second stock, and I was like, I can't lose this, and I was playing so badly.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, there's no way I could lose this after having that big of a lead. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, you died at like 59 or something. Yeah, that's fair.
But I played a lot of YouTube Ryu in Smash 4.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Ryu player, shout out to Mannykins in my old region, where I played him basically every week, and I went like 35-1 with him. It was like I just know how to play against Shotos, and I think that Ken and Ryu are kind of bad in this game.
Real.
A lot of how Ken and Ryu want to approach Mewtwo is very punishable. Like they want to get in with like aerials on me. They want to, you know, land on me with forward air. They want to land on me with nair. They want to like up tilt my shield or whatever. And in any of those scenarios, like I can nair out a shield, I can down tilt, I can grab. There's a lot of things that Mewtwo can do. And then when they're off stage, they're just sitting ducks for Mewtwo. Like down smash just deletes them if I can get the timing right on up B. I can take their jump, like they have to side B, and I just fair that, or I shadow ball that, or whatever I want to do. They're like the perfect weight for Mewtwo combos. If I hit some sort of like aerial combo, I can do like double jump up tilt or double jump up air fair. There's a lot of things that Mewtwo can do against them specifically.
That's what people don't see about Mewtwo is like he's not low tier because he's bad in advantage state. He's low tier because he's bad in disadvantage. Like his advantage state is really, really, really good, and he's fast.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he has
super
a
fast.
Top
10,
15
I think.
to 20 advantage state in the game.
Okay, I was gonna say top 10 run speed, not advantage state, but yes.
Yeah. But at bottom 5 disadvantage. And that's shown in like the bottom 2 tiers where it's like some of these characters I should absolutely destroy. King Dedede, Mewtwo should destroy with his advantage state. But as soon as I'm at disadvantage, I am just dead to anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
And with like
Mewtwo is
Mennonite.
Yeah. MEWTWO was my first ever main when I literally like just started playing the game, which is probably not a good idea looking back on it because I just got like blown up for like everything. But I mean, yeah, he was very fun.
Well, that teaches you don't get blown up, you know?
Yeah, that's true, I
Yeah.
guess.
Shout out Juju Man. He has a Mewtwo he's been pulling out. I think
Oh,
he
he
actually has
does,
some wins
yes.
with it. Let me see if I can pull it up actually one sec. But there are Mewtwo's in the state now, which is honestly I love fighting Mewtwo. I think it's like because you both get to play the game at some point, as long as it's not one of those characters.
MEWTWO's like fun Samus.
Yeah, that's actually a
Exactly.
really good way of putting
He's
it. He's
fun
fun
Samus.
Samus.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, Jack. At what level do you think that you're no longer considering using Mewtwo as a secondary? Because there's characters that I Game and Watch canonically or historically has struggled with, kind of all throughout that tier list.
Canonically.
Mhm.
Well, you know, like common wisdom thing says that
Okay.
Game and Watch should lose to ZSS, but she was in the I think the Fandom Pain middle area. You also like Game and Watch also kind of has like at least a -1 to Steve, but he's in the coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby tier, right? So where at what point are you like, I don't think I really want to pull off the secondary for this?
Well, Mewtwo's never coming out against Steve because I think Game Watch Steve is even slightly winning for Game Watch.
Really? Okay. Well,
I that's another topic for another day.
sure.
But
Yeah.
um, most of the time, like if I'm going up against a player I don't know or I don't play very often, like let's say I'm playing Gray. I don't play Gray very often. I know that ZSS is Game Watch's worst matchup, but I'm still going to try the Game Watch first. And depending on how that goes, that determines if Mewtwo comes out.
Okay.
There are other players like Derek. I play Derek all the time. And I know Derek plays me all the time. So Derek has like my Game Watch downloaded. And so I'm more than likely going to play Mewtwo going forward against Derek. And so it's just kind of it's very player dependent, more so than character dependent. There are characters that I will always go Mewtwo against. I will always go Mewtwo against Ike. I will always go Mewtwo against Lucina. I will always go Mewtwo against like Corrin. Those are three characters that I will always go Mewtwo against, despite their place on the tier list. I think I
Sure.
put Corrin in the fan tier list. I'm not 100%, but I think I did.
I think it was somewhere in the fan pain or something.
And like I just feel more comfortable as Mewtwo than as Game Watch. It's not so much about the matchup and more so about how I'm feeling specifically.
I think Juju Man low key does the same thing. Because like Marth loses to Diddy Kong really hard, so he'll pull out the Mewtwo.
Mm.
I know these results. I mean, look, he went Game 5 with Mystic, pulling out the Mewtwo. He beat Thumbs with I don't even want to look at those characters actually, but he's got to win on Riptide with Mewtwo. He has beaten Mateo with Mewtwo, which is crazy. And
That's
now,
insane. That matchup is garbage.
yeah. But he just picks whatever feels comfortable with Mewtwo. It's because Mewtwo, he's like a soul character. He just goes in and hits you, and then it feels good to hit, and then you win.
Despite being like a psychic and very like he's like a psychic and a telepath and all that. It's less so about like what the intelligent thing is to do and more so what your soul is telling you.
Yes.
Mewtwo.
What are you gonna say, Ankit?
This is like a random thing. I mean, it's still Mewtwo related, but do you think Mewtwo Fair is a top 3 fair?
Do I think Mewtwo Fair is a top 3
Not top
fair?
3.
I feel like it's low-key
I think it's top
super
3.
good.
I
Not
think it's
top 3.
absolutely
Not top 3.
What's better?
You don't think so?
Steve.
It's a combo move. It's a kill move. It's -2. It's I don't know. It's reasonably large.
I don't think it's top 3, but it's probably top 5 to 10.
Okay.
I need to remember who else is in.
Oh yeah, let me pull up a tier list.
Lucas is a really good fair too, I think.
Yeah, I think Mewtwo is way better than Lucas. I think his size and
I think Mewtwo is better than Lucas. I think Lucas is just a slightly worse version of Mewtwo's.
Mithra
Mewtwo is strong all the way through.
Mithra Fair is really good.
Mithra Fair, I think.
No,
Mewtwo is better than Mithra Fair.
Did he?
I think I think you
I don't
generally look
think
at the
Diddy fair.
characters.
Okay, what about
Ours-
Yoshi, Pikachu? Those two are definitely better than Mewtwo.
Yoshi's fair is not
no,
that good.
no, Yoshi's fair is honestly not
Pikachu's
that good.
good, but
Pikachu's is
I don't know
good,
what
but I
you're
don't
talking
think
about,
it's that good.
Yoshi.
I think that you have to look at the
Okay.
characters that are balanced by having bad other attributes. Like if you put like Incin down tilt on Roy, it would be like a war crime because it's just better jab. If you put like Sora up air on Mario, you are going to be killing people like 40% earlier with up air ladders. You know, there's just moves on characters like Ness Nair on Donkey Kong. It's actually just Ness Nair is bigger and more disjointed than Donkey Kong Nair.
What about Pac-Man Fair? That move is really, really good.
I mean, it's
I think that's
good, but
like the
still,
best fair in the game.
I feel like Mewtwo has literally every utility possible, right?
Yeah, I definitely
Like it's a
think
spacing
The
tool, it's a
only-
combo move, it's a kill move.
Shulk for
The
it.
only thing, like,
Software is really
yeah,
good.
the only thing about Mewtwo Fair, like, comparatively, is that it works well in the context of Mewtwo's kit. Because a lot of my moves combo into Fair. Like, I'm getting
Yep.
down tilt Fair. I'm getting up air Fair. I'm edge guarding with
Ball
Fair, and I can get out there, like, really well because of my speed and my, air drift and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
if you put Mewtwo Fair on Diddy Kong would prefer his Fair than Mewtwo's Fair.
sure.
Because
Really?
Diddy Kong likes his Fair. Yeah.
What's good about Diddy's fair like over Mewtwo fair?
Just how well you can space it.
Okay.
I think also the activity on Diddy Fair is way better.
Yeah.
Than
Mewtwo Fair is not very active.
Oh,
Mhm.
I found the Smash Ultimate Reddit did a tier list of all the like community voted with data from pro players as well. All the moves tier list. Do you guys think Mewtwo was top 3?
No.
I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna say top 10.
He was top 5.
Okay, that makes
Okay,
a lot
okay.
of sense.
Who else was in there?
Number 1 was Min Min, which I think should have been obvious.
Okay, do
actually.
you
All
have
right,
it?
well,
Do you have it?
sure,
Okay.
whatever.
Number 2 was Shulk, like I said.
Okay,
I say
yeah.
Bowser over Shulk. I like Bowser.
3
Fair
was
more than-
Bowser's
Steve.
Fair.
Okay.
And then 4 was Sora, which I forgot about. That move is crazy.
I don't like any of the multi-hit like aerial weirdness. Like I would never consider Sora Nair to be a top 5 Nair, even though it probably should be. But because it's just like so unique and different. Same thing with Min Min Fair. Like, what are we doing?
Okay, Mewtwo was 5 and Bowser was 6.
All right, well.
Okay.
I think they're pretty comparable. Like if you switch them, they would both prefer their Nair rather than the other one,
Mhm.
or their Fair rather. And they're both just really good fairs that are
Right.
integral to their kit.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah. I think Mewtwo's Nair is one of the best in the game.
No.
Mewtwo's Nair is good, but like, going back to my tier list, I had a tier on there that was called like the Phantom Pain. That's like because I come from Smash 4 and I played Smash 4 Mewtwo. There's certain aspects about that matchup that should be winning, but they're not because they're not Smash 4 aspects. And one of them, the biggest ones, is Nair. Like Smash 4 Mewtwo Nair was insane. And Ultimate Mewtwo Nair is good, but it's not Smash 4 Mewtwo Nair.
Yeah. I think there's too many good Nairs in this game for Mewtwo to be considered one of the best.
I think I was
toys.
confusing it for Smash 4 Nair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Smash 4 Nair had 9 hitboxes, which is insane to think about.
Oh, wow. What's it at now? Like 6 or 5?
It's
5.
4, I think. Is it 4? Okay,
Okay.
5.
No, it's 5 or 6. I thought. Yeah.
By the way, top 5 for Nair is Sora, Game & Watch, Byleth, Link, and Rob. Palu and Fox are right outside the top 5.
Byleth better than Palu is interesting. I guess the
Byleth
Nair Quake hitbox.
The landing
really
hitbox is
good.
toxic, yeah.
It's really good.
Byleth
It
and
combos
Fox
into-
is also low-key crazy, yeah.
I think
Diddy
MKWo
Kong's
became
up
the
there.
best
Diddy
player in
Kong's
the
Nair is
world
crazy.
just doing
Diddy Kong's
Byleth
Nair is pretty
Nair.
good.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
Well, I
Ken
mean, that
Nair
was
is really good.
before-
It's just on Ken.
That was before people were like teching Byleth Nair and they would just die.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Nair
feel
is
like
nice too, by the way.
it's gotten worse over time.
Yeah, true. This
I
switch
think-
was made in July
I think
2023.
it's the fact that you can have like fastball mix-ups. Like you can like nair on someone's shield, or you can nair high fast filled really early, and now you got to deal with the nair Quake hitbox. You're not ready to.
It's so good. It's actually so good.
That's why Mewtwo Nair and Smash 4 was so good, because they're like each hitbox sent you in different angles. Like you could only get Nair footstool disable if you hit the 7th or 8th Nair. And so there was like so many different mix-ups you could do with Nair based on how many hits of Nair you got. Like if you got 5 hits of Nair in Smash 4, that's a grab. If you got 7, that's footstool disable.
Crazy.
Actually crazy.
That's why I play with Rumble on. That's how I can count my nairs.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that people with Rumble probably like have a better sense of that. I turned that off because I hate it. I hate my
also
controller
it.
shaking.
I actually really like it on Procon. It's so different. The HD Rumble is not just a meme.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's
The
so
GameCube
nice.
Rumble sucks.
Yeah, it's ass.
I understand why
I've
GameCube
only ever
players
played
don't
on
do Rumble.
GameCube. I've only ever played with GameCube, that's all I know. And it was kind of necessary. There's a lot of like holdover from Smash 4, like from playing Smash 4 MEWTWO, that's like in my
Mhm.
controls. Like
Right.
I still have L jump because L jump was easier for near footstool disable.
Do you guys think people are gonna start pulling up with these the GameCube Procons that they announced?
Depends how it feels. If they have like
Oh.
good ingredients,
Oh.
then yeah.
It's just like
I
another
feel-
one of those like off-brand ones. I mean, like it's obviously Nintendo ones, so the quality's gonna be
No, it's
better,
not.
but
It's not
apparently-
off-brand. It's like they're gonna use the same exact materials.
I
No,
heard that,
I think
Oh,
he's saying
shit.
that. Yeah.
but I feel like it's gonna have the same problems as like using an off-brand one. It's like you have the input delay of using a Procon.
Yeah, you're gonna have the
something like that.
downsides of the Pro Controller for no real reason.
Yeah,
The only
Yeah,
things
I
that
think
are
that
going to
makes
be better about that.
you do get an extra butt button.
But it's tiny. Have you seen it?
I have.
It is
I
really small.
have.
It's really small. The extra button they added. They made it really small, so you still have it if you need it. But it doesn't like change the feel of the controller.
I think the only
Are you
things that are
gonna
going
say,
to be better about that controller is going to be accessibility and durability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess durability is a pretty big factor, and accessibility, honestly, too. But assuming that you could get whatever controller you wanted, then I would say the wired one's probably better.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, because they're probably going to be easier to mod as well.
yeah, I am a big pro GCC advocate because I think it's just much more ergonomic, and then it doesn't have the drawbacks of the like pro controller of it being
Oh,
like
that thing is
wireless.
tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
Madison, look at the ZL button.
It's awful.
Like, look
It's
at that.
awful.
It does.
Yeah.
Why
like,
would they do
nobody's gonna use that.
What was their reasoning for doing that? They could have easily.
I think just like if a game requires you to have
Oh,
that
that's
button, like, you
crazy.
have
That's
it.
like the Joy-Con button,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
What?
Nintendo, come on, man.
That's actually crazy.
Like I was actually super hyped for this because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like I could have a ZL button and like that was actually the only reason I was excited for this, to be honest.
I don't know. It could be good for like practicing on the go, having a wireless
That's true.
controller
That's
instead of you just take
Yeah.
your Switch if you're going to be on like a work trip. You can just take the
Yeah, and I mean, not needing to have an adapter is pretty nice.
yeah.
It'll be nice on a plane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It'd
ever
be so
since,
funny just
I-
seing someone next to you just laughing,
Just
some crazy
laughing
shit
the
on
hell
the
out of
plane.
ever since I got this lossless thing, I feel like I've just been like a much better player, which is crazy.
Believe the hype. Believe the hype.
Although
Although
I
it has some problems sometimes. I know that in our most recent set, Jack, you were like, I don't really want to play on this. This is feeling weird to me.
I was like having some button problems and like some drift problems with it, and you can't like reset with the lossless.
Mine is also like, fuck. Like the internals are coming out of it.
Oh, Daddy.
I need to get my. I need to
I
get
will
this
say,
a new
I
case
think the
for
thing
it.
that worries me is I think if it was standard, I'd be fine with playing on it. But the fact that like if you one set are playing on like an official and then you play on a lossless, like I guess just because Ultimate's buffer system is so crazy and you have so many like you can buffer for so long, it doesn't matter that much. But like moving between them and your input latency changing depending on what like setup or adapter you're playing on sounds kind of weird, but also like our setups aren't standard anyways and people bring like different
I was about to
monitors
say the
and
same
stuff.
thing. Like the amount of TVs I have had to play on at Smash tournaments is foul. Like it's to the point where like at West Ham Brawl, I know the setups and I know which ones feel bad and which ones feel good. And I'm like people just like sit down and they're okay with it. I don't understand. Like you sit down at a TV, you're pressing the A button and 500 milliseconds later the A button shows up and you're like, oh yeah, this is fine. But then I thought about it some more and I was like, it's because they're playing like Samus.
This
Yeah.
turned into a Samus hate podcast, and I'm all for that.
Damn.
I don't even
That's
hate Samus
crazy.
that much. I just think a lot of characters in this game don't move as much as like a character's like okay, like we were talking about EricTho before, right? Like you could make a chart or a graph of character airdrift to EricTho's success. And the reason why he's having the most success with Wario is because he has the most airdrift. And like Bowser Jr.'s second most success and second most airdrift. It's like crazy. But it's because you can express your skill much more, or Eric especially can express his skill much more with airdrift. And to top that off, input lag messes up your inputs for airdrift. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, any final shout outs you want to give out, Jack? Thank you so much for hopping on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll shout out. Well, thank you guys for having me. Those were a lot of fun. I like talking about
Of course.
the game, and I like talking to all of you. I think it's very fun. I really enjoy this podcast, both being a guest on it and also listening to it. I'm going to shout out the entire central scene for being so welcoming to me whenever I go up there for NTC. I personally will be trying to go to as many NTCs as possible. So if you're in Madison and you want a ride, I will give it to you. Unless your name is Derek, I don't want to take you. And then, yeah, just shout out to everyone. Like, shout out to my wife for being so supportive of my Smash journey. Like,
Wife
she's
Lovely
always like,
guy. We love wife guys.
Five guy.
Lovely Katie.
she's always like, I told her I was recording a podcast. She's like, okay, and then she just like went out and did her own thing. Or if I'm going to a tournament, she'll be like, yeah, go ahead. She'll drive with me up to Wausau for NTC as long as I buy her Taco Bell.
For real.
Yeah. And everyone else who has been like with me on this is my 10th year in Smash. So everyone
wow.
else that I've been like the Senko scene that I grew up with, shout out to all of them. Cody, Jake, Abby, Dane, just everyone, Tom, and then like everyone in this scene who has been so welcoming to me since I moved here in 2020.
Let's go. W.
www.
Hell yeah.
Well, as always, we bring you the bangers. We bring you the drama. Well, we don't bring the drama.
We do
don't
not bring the drama.
We do
don't
not bring the drama.
Objectively
We
did
do-
not bring the drama earlier.
Not a drama podcast.
Starting next
Nah.
episode, we're doing the drama episode. Everyone,
No, we're not.
Ooh, the drama episode. We get it all out in one episode.
Yeah,
That's
get it all
true.
out.
Get Katie on. Get Katie on. She'll tell you all the drama. She's
always-
Absolutely.
and then right after we're having the LeBron episode. We're only talking
Yeah.
about LeBron.
yeah.
Real.
Yes, sir.
Also, Warriors will beat Lakers.
Oh
It is-
my
no,
god.
it's
Yeah.
not confirmed yet, right? Like today decides whether they're gonna play each other.
Yeah, if Warriors and Clippers play today, and if Warriors win, it's gonna be Lakers Warriors round one.
Ooh,
I
that's
think
gonna be
Jimmy
good.
Butler actually messes up that series so much. Like, because I originally I'd be like, of course, my GOAT LeBron, but I don't know if the goons on the Lakers can beat Jimmy Butler.
But have faith.
Luka
the GOAT.
Doncic will
Plus
probably
we-
clear anyway, but
Yeah,
Luca ain't fat anymore,
mean,
bro. You got this.
he's not fat. He's not fat.
He's not fat anymore, bro.
Anyways,
we love the Warriors in this house. We have 4 rings in the last 10 years.
it's
That's
true.
crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, the Hawks won their last ring in 1959.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Look forward to more bangers coming up. We have some special guests lined up forever. We probably have like 30 of them. So thank you, Jack, for hopping on, and we will see y'all next time.
Yep.
Peace.